I'm Roger Peterson in Toronto, taking a look at the latest town hall meeting by Prime Minister Trudeau. It was at Western University in London, and he was supposed to be talking about the economy, but like his first two town halls, he had to face some hecklers as well.
Thank you, all of you, for being here tonight. It's great to be back in London, back at Western, for this exercise in democracy.
Hugs and applause to greet the Prime Minister, but it wasn't too long before he was hit by hecklers. The first as he tried to answer a question from a young man about how he deals with haters.
My question is about your haters. How do you deal with them?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am, I'm going to ask you to respect the people in this room. Ma'am, we're in a dialogue right here.
At one point, the woman pulled out what appeared to be a scarf and began asking about suffragette in Canada, the women's right to vote. A short time later, Trudeau was interrupted again, this time by a man claiming he was being persecuted by the government.
Go ahead, miss.
What are you going to do about corrupt judges? What are you going to do about corrupt Supreme Court?
Sorry, sir. I'm actually very pleased with the choices we've made on the Supreme Court recently.
Others did get a chance to ask questions. Some the Prime Minister answered with an answer, such as this one about tax loopholes for the rich.
Actually, part of what we heard regularly across the country as we were, as I was an MP and as we were campaigning for the 2015 election, which is why we made sure that our very first promise and the very first thing we did when we got elected and got into the House of Commons was to lower taxes on the middle class and raise them on the wealthiest 1%.
Other questions, while thinking they were great, he didn't necessarily answer, such as how to get more women into the STEM fields.
The more we have heterogeneous organizations and groups trying to solve the challenges together, the better we get at actually solving those problems.
The Prime Minister also had the chance to tout what he says are Ottawa's contributions to the successes of the fast-growing and vitally important artificial intelligence field here in Canada. He also faced several questions on First Nations issues and how they can share in the successes of the country. We'll leave the last question, though, to Pierce Phelps, the young Prime Minister of a London area school.
What has been your biggest challenge being Prime Minister at Canada?
The biggest challenge in my job is working really, really hard to listen to and try and represent 36 million people who are hugely varied in their backgrounds, in their perspectives.
The next town hall is in Quebec City on the 18th. After that, it's Winnipeg and Edmonton, but no dates have been set for those two meetings. In Toronto, Roger Peterson, City News.